Non-idiomatic free improvisation. The act of creating music on the spot that isn't attached to any kind of music genre. The most important musical activity that is rarely encouraged by music teachers and even among musicians themselves. Do you do it? If not, why? Well, in this video, we're going to learn why it's important and how to make it a part of your daily life. Coming right up. If you have ever studied music or took some kind of instrument lessons, then you are most likely familiar with scales, modes, chords, and arpeggios, theory, ear training, reading and notation, DAW application, proper instrument technique, improvising, composing, arranging. These are what's considered essential elements of studying music. But one area is not taken as serious as I believe should be: non-idiomatic free improvisation, which I will refer to as free improv during the rest of this video. It's the purest way of creating music, the most organic activity of musical creative freedom. I've always thought of free improv to be the only true punk music, if one were to consider the politics of punk. Unlike punk rock, which has to follow a set of rules to be considered a part of its genre. Free improv has no rules, and that's the beauty of it. One must create a set of rules or play with an effort to abandon as many rules as possible. In this sense, anyone can improvise. No one can say that you are doing it wrong. Yet it's even looked down on by many. It just boggles my mind that free improv is shunned by most musicians. Just take a quick look at some comments on any free improvised music video. Most teachers don't know how to go about teaching this method of playing and creating music. It almost seems like the antithesis of music education. It's not very teacher-like to tell your students to just jam out the whole class. One of the reasons a lot of people don't freely improvise is because they were never really encouraged that it's an important part of playing music. When most people get into studying music, the creative aspect usually just gets thrown out the window and pushed aside. It's nice to have an area of time when you can forget about everything you practiced and studied and to give yourself into your unbiased creativity. By letting go and turning your focus to only the sounds being made, a lot of what you have been practicing will naturally work its way into your playing. Not to sound all new agey, but it's like a meditation on our inner creativity and sound. Free improvising doesn't have to be thought of as a performance, it's a creative activity. Remember, musicians play, that's what we do. And when we instill free improv into our daily lives, our relationships with our instruments and creative energy becomes stronger. Improvising with others becomes second nature. It's just what we do, like breathing air. How does one go about free improv? Well, stop this video, pick up your instrument, and start playing. It's really the easiest thing in the world. But for many, it's not. Their thoughts get in their way. The battle between worry and creativity begins. Let's try again. If you find it hard to release your worry, then work with it. Play your frustrations. Or try this. Play bad. Try to play as badly as you can. Work with it and see what happens. That's an old trick from improviser and educator Kenny Werner. Still having trouble? Well, it might be the old fear of the blank page. And what I've learned is that some people need just a little push to get started. Sometimes a dot on a page is enough to get a painter started. And if you watched my video on events, then you might understand that one simple event can be just that, a musical dot to get you going. Create a simple rule, anything, and let that be your imaginative springboard to start improvising. Because there's a big difference between a blank canvas and one with a tiny dot to pull you in. An important idea to keep in mind is how you respond to what you play, or to what someone else played. Work on how you react to the sounds in your improv zone. Many people think that they need to be able to improvise directly what they hear in their heads, which is an important accomplishment for many musicians. But if you're going to start out improvising, don't worry about that. Remember, don't worry about anything. Think about reaction. You play a chord or a few notes or make a noise on your instrument, then how do you react to it? And it's this chain of reactions that you're improvising with. Again, don't worry if it sounds right or wrong, or if it's musical, or if it fits into a genre. Remember, this is non-idiomatic music. There is no style or rules to restrict you at this point. You can do all that at another time. And remember, this is not a performance or a time to prove yourself as a musician. This is something you do to keep your creativity healthy, to keep your musical imagination oiled. This is just something you do because you're a musician, and that's what musicians do. They play. All right, time to try it out. Fit free improv into your daily schedule. Turn other people onto it. See where it takes you. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, but most important, turn me off and start improvising.